Dope is what flows in this fam's DNA. Dope is what flows in this fam's DNA.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Dope Interviews brought to you by 19 Media Group. I'm your host, Warren Shaw, and today we are joined by a super special guest. He is a filmmaker, an actor, an entrepreneur, real estate investor, dancer, chef, and he also played a little football in the NFL. It's my guy, Vernon Davis. Vernon, how the hell are you, family?
What's going on, man? I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. It's amazing to kind of have you here in the space rocking with us on Dope Interviews. And let's just tap in, man. Let's tap in. Like, we're here to discuss your entry kind of now into the entertainment space. And I just want to ask, like, what drew you to that, and how did you know that was going to be the next step for you in your career?
So when I was playing ball, I found myself engaging in the world of acting and just art in general. I opened up an art gallery, and then from there, I ventured off and I took a class at the Shelton Theater of Art in downtown San Francisco. It was an improv class. And from there, I just fell in love with the world of acting. And I started to get more involved in. I started to seek out different roles that could work for me. Well, it was interesting because it had to work. It had to work the right way because of my schedule with football. You know, when you're playing football, man, the schedule is so demanding. So I would find a role here and there while I was playing, and I didn't look back ever since.
So would you say, like, this isn't necessarily an itch you're scratching right now, or like that you've had forever? Like, it started to develop at some point when you were playing football and you kind of got into it? Or would you say it was something that you've always had your eye on, maybe even from a younger age?
No, not at a younger age. I was at a younger age. I was more into painting cartoon characters on my jeans, and more just creative. The creativity was always there. And then what happened when I got into college, I changed my major from art studio from criminal justice to art studio, and I found myself painting and metal casting and things of that nature. And then when I got to the pros, I started to find acting interesting, producing, just the camera, the whole aspect of the camera, being in front and behind the camera.
Listen, my guy, let's keep it a buck. Many have tried this, right? Many people try to transition from one genre to the next, and no one should be able to define success for you. So I want to ask you, what does success for you look like as an entertainer, so to speak?
Yeah, I think success is just being able to do something and do it passionately. Do it with pride, and just putting time into it, and just pretty much making it feel like it's a hobby. You know, when it's work and you don't want to do it, you don't feel like getting up, and it's something that you don't want to pursue, then it's probably not the best thing for you. It's probably something that you're not going to excel in, because when you love something so much, you get up and you do it, and you do it all the time, and you don't really complain about it. You talk about it all the time in the most appropriate way, a good way, where you make people inspired and make them feel like they want to do it. You know, if I'm sitting there talking about acting, I want people to feel it through my spirit. You know what I mean? So that to me, that's success. You know, when you actually putting the time in, you dedicating yourself to something and you really love it.
So can we say haters be damned? You know, and have there been haters as a hey, Vernon, what you doing? Have been people tapping you on the shoulder and saying and asking, why are you trying to do this?
No one really asked me. You know what? People would ask, why not broadcasting? Why don't you get into broadcasting? Why don't you do that? Because it's low hanging fruit. It's something that I'm familiar with. I've been doing it all my life, and it's there. It's always going to be there, especially if you're an athlete. But that's not something I really wanted to pursue. I've always been like I said, I've always been creative, and I've always worked the artistic side of my mind. So acting, comedy, acting, television, various genres has always been attractive to me.
Well, we have to tap into that here in a little bit. So I do want to ask, like, who are, or do you have any acting influences or people that, that you would model? You're like, hey, you know what, this person is really dope and somebody who I'd like to kind of learn and maybe be a better actor as a sort of working with them or learning from what they've done previously.
Yeah, someone, I love Sidney Poitier. I love Willis, Jamie Foxx, all the guys who who really been around. And another guy who really hit the scene is Michael B. Jordan. He's doing a terrific job, just continuing to make a name for himself. But these are guys who are legends and guys who are well respected and who put the time in. You know, I'm reading a really good book right now by Will Smith, which is called Will. Have you seen it? Right here. The cover's dope.
Oh,
nice. It has his name on it, Will, as if they're talking about it, Will Smith. You know, but that right there, that name is, when you read the book, you understand why he titled it Will. You know, he talks about like his life and where he started and to where he's at now. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like some of the parallels that I see in this book that I can really relate to my life. You know, it's just interesting, an interesting read.
Will is a great actor, and obviously he's in the news a lot of time, and sometimes for the right reasons, sometimes by his own doing and not his own doing and things of that nature. And, you know, that's not for us to here to kind of decide, but the fact that he's put this book out here and is being very vulnerable and you're taking to it, I think is really dope. I also want to commend you on just like you said, not just kind of grabbing the low hanging fruit and wanting to challenge yourself, you know, in that space. Let me even kind of double down a little bit, because we said there have been athletes who've turned to actor, and some of them are really successful. For whatever reason, the first person that's coming to mind who does like really good job is like Rick Fox, right? Like he's an actor now. Like basically, like people don't remember he even played basketball and those types of things, whatever the case would be. Have you spoke to anybody, you know what I mean, that has done this from the athlete space, turned into kind of an entertainment space, and any advice that you've gleaned from them?
You know, I've been around them. I've been around the Rock. I was in Baywatch. I had a small there at the basketball scene, and I had a chance to take in some of his energy. But you know, I'm always asking questions. I'm always observant and just seeing what's going on. But for me, it's like anything. You know, the only way to be successful at anything is to put the work in. You put the work in, you do it religiously, and you don't stop. So just taking the formula that I had from the sports world, which is my dedication to the craft of football, you have to do the same thing when it comes to anything else that you want to do. And in this case, for me, it would be the world of entertainment and production, you know, whether it's acting or producing or directing. You put the time in, you do all your research, and you do it every day. You find something. A wise man once told me, he said, you find something, you do it every day. And that's what I did while I was playing. And that's what I have to do now with whatever it is that I want to do.
Is there a way, or let me back up even somewhat. I think some of your more recent projects, I want to say, have maybe a darker tone because it's a horror film, and now you're playing, I think it's a serial killer, and this next upcoming film and things of that nature. Do you have a favorite genre or something that you want to be kind of known for in terms of like, hey, I really want to be this type of actor, or is it just kind of the whole broad view of everything?
It's pretty interesting because a lot of times you will hear someone say, "What do you want to do? What's your specialty? Do you want to be an action star? Do you want to do horrors? Do you want thrillers, sci-fi? What do you want to do?" And I feel like you never really know what you want to do. It's the journey that you take, and you find out things about yourself and what you are good at, what you're really good at, and that's one thing I'm starting to feel. I'm starting to pick up on. Like I'm through taking these different roles that I've been playing. I'm starting to feel what I really enjoy. You know what I mean? What I really enjoy is the research and the preparation of becoming a different character. You know what I mean? You find out this character welcomes you in his world, and you welcome the character into your world, and you kind of bring your real life situations and everything about yourself, and you compare yourself to the character. I mean, it's so many amazing things and amazing feelings that you get from really doing your due diligence on a character, right? A character doing a character breakdown is pretty amazing. And I love that process, man. There's nothing like it. And watching different films, like maybe it's someone that I feel like this character may be like, so then I'll watch maybe Edward Scissorhands and look at and check out Johnny Depp as he was taking on that character. It's so many different things. Like the whole process of character work is really, it feels really good, man. I love it.
No, I think that's a great answer, Vernon. nobody wants to be typecast, right? Nobody wants to be, say my ceiling is only going to be this. So I think as you're pushing forward into the space, definitely continue to challenge yourself. I don't know how much you watch Netflix, something like that too, but like Kevin Hart is in like this drama, on Netflix right now with Wesley Snipes. So like, oh, he's a comedian in it, so to speak. That's his profession in the show. But it actually is a whole different take on, like, in a different way. You've seen Kevin Hart as well too. And I think actors need to continue to challenge themselves to really test the depths of their ability and their talent. So I'm excited to see what you do, with this space, as you push this thing forward. While we're having the conversation, just like, what are some of your favorite films and things that you've watched, as you've grown up, or even things that you've seen more recently?
A lot of films, I've watched so many films. Some of my favorite films would probably be action films. I've always been intrigued with those big action films from stars like Bruce Willis to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, the Bad Boys. I mean, the big action in that. Then you go to Frank Grillo, who, and a lot of these people I've worked with. But it's pretty amazing. But one guy that I really love and that I've had a chance to work with is Morgan Freeman. I've watched him for so many years with my granddad, and I'm very familiar with him and the work that he's done, and to be able to work with him, alongside him, and be in scenes with him, and it's just, it's like a dream come true, man. It's pretty awesome. And I was asking the director and the producer, I was like, why did you guys pick me for this role? This is such a heavy role. Talking about, because I couldn't understand it. I was like, dude, you guys never really seen me work, because I don't really have anything out at the moment, because I'm new at this. This is all new for me. Why did you guys choose me for this role? This is a serial killer from South Africa who speaks a South African dialect. Why did you guys do that? It was so interesting to me that they would pick me to take on such a heavy role. You know what I mean? But I did it. I took on the workload. I put the work in. I put the time in. I studied. I even went as far as learning a little Zulu for this character. Wow. Because that's what I do. Like Will Smith talked about in his book. He said, when you find out the fears that this character has, that you're working on, right? What are the character's fears, right? It makes the character so much multidimensional instead of making them one dimension. It just gives them layers and layers. But when you create the fears and all these things that you put into this character, all the work that you're doing, like, that's what you're doing. Now, when you look at a character like Will Smith, Morgan Freeman, you see a multi-dimensional character, because they've done all the work. They've added these fears and all these things that this character, they think this character embodies. So now you have a full, alive person that you're watching on film.
Listen, that's a super, super layered answer there, Vernon. And I think as you study some of the grades and work and try to figure out your own path, it is something that you're going to just continue to be better at. But I gotta challenge you, man. Like, they picked you, bro. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, why are you questioning your blessings? Be happy. Be like, yo, they got me. I'm good enough. You know what I mean? And so, what was their answer though? Even in saying that, like, why did they pick you?
Well, the director, Joe Lemon, he said that he saw my acting reel, and he saw the range that I had in a lot of my scenes in that reel. And he said once he saw it, he was like, oh yeah, he could do it. He said he just knew that I could do it because he saw the range that I had.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So
we're chatting with the multi-talented Vernon Davis. Be sure to follow him in all social media outlets at Vernon Davis 85. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Warren Shaw here, and everybody I know is trying to cash in on the next best crypto. But if you want a guaranteed way to double your money, all you need to do is use the promo code DOPE, that's DOPE, at MyBookie. It's simple. Sign up at MyBookie with the promo code DOPE, and your first deposit is immediately doubled, all the way up to $1,000. How's that for a quick turnaround on your investment? With the NFL playoff race heating up and the College Bowl season just around the corner, double your firepower at MyBookie to get in on the action of the most important games of the season.
Build your own props, create multi-game parlays, and take part in a host of MyBookie cash prize contests. This is the best time of year to watch and bet on sports. Not into sports? Not a problem. MyBookie also has lines on current events and politics too. Don't miss out. Double your first deposit by using promo code DOPE, and keep your eyes peeled for more exclusive holiday promotions coming soon at MyBookie. Bet anything, bet anytime, bet anywhere with MyBookie, and make sure you use the promo code DOPE.
And we're back here with Vernon Davis. Great conversation thus far. And as he's entering into the entertainment space, leaving the football field behind, gridiron, yeah, that's over with, right? Now we're here, we're trying to get Oscars and Emmys and things of that nature. So Vernon, being in this space means that there's going to be some mistakes. So let's have a little fun. I mean, tell me about some of the funny moments that maybe you've had on set with some of the movies and actors that you've been around with.
Oh man, I can tell you, I can go on and on and on. I mean, it's so funny, man, the experiences that you create. It's kind of like the locker room, right? You fall in love with the locker room, like with football. It's the locker room. It's not about the games that you play. It's more about the people that you cultivate the relationships with. And just like act, you're there in maybe Mississippi, you're in Rome, wherever. And you spend so much time with the cast and crew that you forget about actually making the movie because you're having so much fun with the people you're with. And you experience so many different moments. I remember we were in Mississippi filming A Day to Die, Bruce Willis, Frank Grillo, Kevin Dillon, Leon. I mean, so much. We were actually getting ready to film, and this guy comes up, pulled up in his car. He had like mental issues, like or whatever, but he wanted to be in the film. He was like, "Do y'all have a role for me?" You know, he came up. He's like, "Do y'all have a role for me?" You know, we had police officers and security around, and we was like, "Sir, we can't help you. We don't have a role. We're in the middle of shooting a movie." The guy pulls out a water gun and starts squirting. Kevin Dillon takes off, man. He takes off running. It was so funny, man.
That's wild.
Yeah. It was so funny, man. It's so many moments, man, that's created when you're filming movies, man. I can go on and on and on, but that's just one of them. That's just super funny.
Nah, man, that's dope. Again, I guess you can't relate it to locker room. I mean, it's just like you have to be there, right? You have to be there to experience it and know and see what's happening, man. I want to say congratulations on your success, a message from Brianna. And I just wanted to say, what was the response from the American Black Film Festival on that project as we conclude here on that?
You know what? I didn't get all the details from that because the film festival just ended. Yeah. But you're right. I can't wait to get those responses and kind of see what everyone really thought about it. But we had a screener in LA about a couple weeks ago, and sitting there watching people react to the film, it's like, I'm like, wow, this is interesting because I didn't look at it the way the audience was looking at it. But it's pretty cool to see that there's a lot of laughter in this film. I didn't see a lot of laughter in there because when I was actually making and acting in the film. And I watched the film about 20 times just to kind of see, different things, what needs to happen, as far as, on the producer side of it, the color, the sound, and just making sure everything was there. But yeah, it's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah. Well, and this is no disrespect or, at all, I think, but I think a lot of horror movies have unintentional levity in it, whether it's the character doing something stupid and you just kind of laughing at that or whatever. I don't want to say killing is not funny, but so to speak, but sometimes the way people get got, you're like, oh, yeah. And it brings out, kind of the comedy in that as well too. So, congratulations on being able to emit different types of responses from a pretty heavy film altogether. And, I'm sure it's going to be nothing but positive things for you, from a message from Brianna. What made you want to do that project, number one, and working, with the actress involved in that as well too?
Because I want to take on that project because, like you said, you don't want to be pigeonholed in anything. And for me, I love a challenge. I love the challenge of hard work in general. And that character, when you're in a horror film, there's so many different levels of emotions that you have to have. And I knew that I was gonna put the work in to create those moments and have those emotions that I need to have, and just to be a part of that journey. And when I got the script, I called my acting coach and we worked 3 hours a day, 3 days a week, and we worked on everything. I mean, like the activities that we work on, and actually just going through the script, breaking down the script and reading, going back and forth with the dialogue. It's pretty phenomenal.
Awesome. Congratulations again on that project. And even outside of the film space, as we alluded to, you're a busy dude, man. You talk to me a little bit about the project with Players TV. It's a kind of a Shark Tank kind of style type of situation. Just what does that project mean to you, and why did you get involved with that one?
Oh, that project, yeah, I thought they had a pretty cool platform. I thought, just bringing in different athletes and having them on this platform, them actually owning the content, and then us being able to come up with ideas and create the content ourselves and own the IP along with Players TV was pretty awesome. Having my own ideas and bringing it to the platform. I have a show that I created called Cooking with the Stars, where Terrell Owens is my first guest, and then I went on ahead and had Russell Peters and Josie Davis, who was a child actor who's still acting at the moment, had her come on second episode of it. But we're still creating that project, but it's there, it's where it needs to be. So that'll probably be the next project on that platform. So it's awesome. That's why I wanted to do it, because I knew that I will have a great opportunity to really be fully involved on a lot of the projects.
How do you keep it all focused? I mean, you're still doing the real estate thing, and obviously now the acting and entertainment side and producing. Like how? You know what I mean? There doesn't seem like there's enough hours in the day to kind of keep this all focused and situated.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. I just go ride the wave and just take it one day at a time, because that's all you can do. Just take it one day at a time and know that I have these different things here and there, and having people in place to do their job. Because if you have, I was always taught, if you have experts, you put experts in place to do what they're really good at, right? And when it comes to real estate, having a property manager to deal with managing the property. And when it comes to making a movie, having the director, producer, line producer, and then you have the actors. You have everybody doing their jobs, whatever they're good at. Yeah. You know what so I'm just a firm believer in having those different pieces in everything that you're doing. Well,
you're building an empire, and it's going to be vast. It looks like you're helping a lot of people with it as well too. Just for the last couple months before that you get out of here, Vernon, it can't be all work, right? How do you unwind and relax now? Because again, like if you're watching a film you've done, like you're still critiquing yourself, so that's still kind of like work. Like how are you just chilling and relaxing and not worrying about all the many things that you're involved in?
But like I kind of piggyback off what I just said. Like when you're doing it, it's not really work.
Okay.
So when I'm watching the films and I'm doing this and I'm sitting here and I'm reading a book or I'm acting, or maybe it's master class and you have Samuel L. Jackson. He has a class on master classes, and that when you love to learn, things become easy for you. It's effortless, it's seamless, because you really enjoy it. And for me, it's hard to identify it as work because I'm really having so much fun, man. And a lot of people always tell me, my buddy called me today, he's like, when you gonna take a break? I was like, I don't know how to take a break. It's all fun. It's like football to me. Like when I was playing football, I would come home after practice, and everybody else would probably go home and unwind, eat dinner, and things of that nature. But I would come home, look at film, and then I bought this tennis ball machine that spits out like 100 balls, and I would catch them before I go to bed, because it was a hobby for me. It was just something I was used to. Just you create that environment, that world that you just thrive off of, and for me, this is thriving.
Man, this is super dope. And you're an inspiring cat. Again, you're doing a lot for the community, doing uplifting and, doing great work, and especially for the Davis name. Like you're out here really, really working things out. Man, I'll let you get out of here. But before we go, just tell the people, about your new project, everything that's kind of coming up, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah. So Message from Brianna it made it to the African American ABFF, which is pretty awesome. I didn't expect that, but it did. So that was really, very, really, really rewarding for my team, myself and the rest of the team. Morgan Freeman Muti is coming up in April. Chariot with John Malkovich and Thomas Mann. That should be out in 2022. And then we have, what else do we have? Dear Best Friend, which would probably be a BET platform that'll be coming up. So a lot of things to look forward to. Very exciting. Can't wait for it all to come out and to kind of get people's thoughts, and to kind of see what the family thinks about my new career and some of my work that I put out.
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm tired for you. I'm tired for you. Even if you aren't, I'm like, man, that's a lot of stuff. So congratulations and all that. He is Vernon Davis. Again, follow him at Vernon Davis 85 on all social media outlets. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for rocking with us. I'm your host, Warren Shaw. Make sure you follow me on all social at Shaw Sports NBA, at Shaw Sports, and follow the show's handle at dope_interviews. Man, this has been another dope interview. Vernon Davis, we thank you, brother. We are rooting for you, family, and we can't wait to see what you do next, man. Appreciate you so much, and we're out.
Thank you, Warren. Appreciate you, buddy.
Together we stand, divided we never. The vision is one, striving for the better. Working as a team, working toward a dream. It's not even work when the team is the dream. On a united front, we got our own back. A band of brothers to counteract any attack. One heart in fact, forget what the blood say. Dope is what flows in this fam's DNA. So let's do it for the love, give to the max. Listen to opinion, but react to facts. And remember that together we're the shh, but separate, just pieces of it. You know. Dope is what flows in this fam's DNA. Dope is what flows in this fam's DNA.
Family represent like a tree with names on it. We're free, no chains on it. Relieved, the pain's gone, I can see. We come together like questions on the quiz. Mojo Flow and Viz, man, you know what it is. And if ignorance is bliss, you're gonna hate this lesson. Organized intellect like a tropical depression. My symbol is the cross, a mic and ghost peppers. Cause I'm just a black sheep growing up to be a shepherd. Moonlighting as a weapon to protect the children. Every brother is a father, dynasties we're building. Max, J and K, Bay, and Isaiah, next level of the family foundation. Understand me?